sir. It's another Z Bone fish.
Well, I actually did it. I purchased a 2019 Kistler Z Bone. And I gotta tell you, it's one of the best decisions I think I've made in my fishing career, because this is by far, without a doubt, no questions asked, the best rod I've personally ever used. This rod has, honestly, this rod has helped me win $4,000 this year alone. And I love it so much that I wanted to talk about it today. I wanted to give you a review about it, and I wanted to tell you why you should strongly consider the Kistler Z Bone if you're looking to perhaps take your bass fishing game to the next level. And that's what I bought it for. I bought it because I'm super serious about my bass fishing. So I want the best thing money could buy, and that's what I got with the Z Bone. So we're going to talk about it. I'm going to, get into a little bit of the technical stuff about what makes the rod so good, what makes it so sensitive, what makes it so powerful, and then I'll give you a few reasons of why you should strongly consider it if you're looking to get into an elite level of rod. So before we get into all of that, I real quick want to tell you and show you the exact setup that I'm using with this rod. I paired the Z Bone up with a Shimano Corrado 70 XG, which is a phenomenal reel, by the way, a high-speed reel. It's got a small spool on it, holds just enough, the right amount of line for me. And I'm also using 18-pound Sunline Sniper. I'm a big fan of Sunline. I trust it. I'm getting abrasion resistance, almost no stretch. Great Sunline, and 18 pounds seems to be a great choice for me. It's very strong. It rarely breaks, even if you're hung up in something. So a big fan of what I got going on here. The Shimano Corrado 70 and the Sunline Sniper. I'm primarily using this rod for shallow cover pitching. Lay downs, some brushes, rock piles, things like that that typically hold fish. So I'm not using this particular Z Bone, to pitch into heavy grass mats, giant log jams, or anything like that where I need an extreme amount of power. This is the 7.6 medium heavy model, and it's great for that shallow cover pitching. I would suggest to you, if you are going into worming, if you want to be a really great worm fisherman, you need to have the best setup possible. You need to have a rod that is incredibly sensitive. You need to have a rod that you will be able to detect bites no matter how hard or how soft they are, and you're going to need a rod where you can have great hook sets at distance. Me personally, I like to cast a long ways. I don't like to get right on top of my fish. I don't like to spook them. I'd like to look at worming like I like to look at hunting. So you want to be very quiet, control the motor on low, long casts, long accurate casts, and the Z Bone allows me to do that. The Z Bone has the backbone, it has the power, it has the sensitivity that you need to detect those subtle bites that are going to help you put more fish in your boat. So what I'm going to show you now is the pure power of this medium heavy Z Bone. I believe that they rate it as a 4 power, medium heavy, moderate fast. You're going to see an incredible hook set here, nothing but just pure power and sensitivity. I'm throwing a Magnum shaky head. I detect a bite in an actual brush pile, and I'm able to yank this fish right out.
Yes, sir. That's a good one.
Now that's a 3-pounder. That was a 3-pound bass that really helped, you know, really helped me on tournament day. And as you saw on that hook set, the pure power of the Z-Bone, the sensitivity. I mean, I'm a long ways from that brush pile. You might not can tell in the video clip, but I'm a long ways away making a long distance cast. Sensitivity was crucial. And I was able to detect the bite and pull the fish out of the brush pile with that 18-pound sunline and get him in the boat, and plus the boat flip. I know it's just a 3-pounder, but I can tell you this. I'm able to boat flip 6-pounders with the Z-Bone medium, heavy, moderate, fast rod. And so that's a great example right there. The clip you just saw, power, sensitivity, you get both of those things with the Z-Bone. I'm going to show you another clip here that'll better demonstrate the power and sensitivity of this rod, and it's unbelievable, really. And the sound that it makes just slicing through the air, and the sound that the fluorocarbon makes slicing through the water, slicing through the guides, is just awesome. And then the power, the hook sets that you get, that usually if you got a sharp hook it's going through cartilage, bone, whatever. I'm very impressed with this rod. Here's the clip better shows that.
Sir, 10-inch worm fish right there. 10-inch worm, my friend. I put that on, I was like, man, look at that, that's where you want them to, right in the top with that flipping hook. God, nice fish there. That's what we got in the boat now.
Now I know it was just another 3-pounder, and your boat flipping 3-pounders, big deal, but the power of the hook set, the way that you have both the sensitivity and then the power in the rod to feel the bite, set the hook. I mean, I can count on, I can't even guesstimate how many fish I've lost using this setup this past summer. If I got bit, I put them in the boat, and I know it was because of the power, the backbone of that Z-Bone, the sensitivity that I was able to get to detect a bite and make sure I set the hook on time. It was just phenomenal, and it didn't take me very long to figure that out. One more clip here to show the true power of the Z-Bone. This is going to be a fish that's closer to 5 pounds, an easy boat flip on the James River. Really good fish right here as well.
Kidding me? Are you kidding me? There's your 3 freaking pounder. Holy crap, he was right.
So that's just another prime example of how great this rod is, how strong it is, how sensitive it is. I mean, you might have heard me say something about a 3-pounder on that clip there. That was not a 3-pounder. That fish was all over 4.5 to 5 pounds, and that's a practice fish that I caught on the James River. I was fairly excited to catch that fish the way I did, but again, I was able to catch that fish because I was able to detect a bite, and then I was able to have a great solid hook set that put that flipping hook through the fish's mouth. So once he gets pegged, he's not coming off. Sometimes it takes pliers to get that flipping hook out of all that cartilage and all that bone that it gets jammed into. And most of the time it's right there at the top of their mouth. So I'm very impressed. I don't have a negative thing to say about the Z-Bone. Now, if you want to get into some technical details, how and why is the rod so good? What was Kistler able to do to make it as good as it is? I'm not going to get real technical with you, but here's what I will say. Kistler and North Fork Composites, who actually manufactures and creates the rod, they have found a way to make the rod 25% more sensitive, 25% lighter, and 25% more powerful than their previous models. Now, they were able to do that because they're able to cram more carbon fiber into the rod. Technology advancements have given them the ability to do that, but that's basically it. They have found a way to cram more rod into the actual rod, if that makes sense at all. You know, if you want to read up more about them, if you want to see the exact details of how and why this rod is so good, certainly go to the KistlerRods.com and you can read up all about it and get all that granular detail that you want. As far as the rod looks and how it feels, it's got a cork handle. Some people like cork, some people like, you know, the wind grips. That's whatever. That's that's a topic for another conversation. But this rod has cork in it. It's very good. I haven't found myself losing my grip or anything like that. Attention to detail is really great with this Z Bone. It's a premium rod, and you feel that and you see that when you actually get it in your hands. Every guide is perfectly straight. The wraps are phenomenal. It just looks really, really good. Every rod has a serial number, which is really great. It just adds a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Adds a little bit of custom feel to it. Makes it feel like it's more yours because you get that serial number. It's got the American flag on it. It's just an awesome, awesome rod. I can't find anything negative about the rod. When you buy a Z Bone, you also get a free rod protector that gets shipped to you with the rod. So that's also a great little thing. They're about $10 a piece, so that's a little discount you get for that. And you need to protect your rod. You need all your rods. I don't care if you're paying $20 for a rod or $550. So you need to protect your rods. And Kistler sends you a rod protector with every single Z Bone purchase, which is great. So, you know, in closing here, this rod is an investment. All right, this is not for your average Joe Schmo guy who's going to ponds and just looking to catch a few fish for fun. It's not. It's really not. It's a premium rod. It's an elite. It's in the elite category because it has a premium price tag. But for me, it's worth it. It's $550 is what this rod costs, and it's worth it. It's worth every penny for me. I bought it, and I'm gonna make it in my budget every year to buy one. Next year I'm gonna. This is the set. I got this one for big worms. Next year I'm gonna pick up another one, very similar one, for smaller worms, shaky heads, small shaky heads, that kind of thing, because I think it's worth it. I feel like this rod has helped me become a better fisherman. It's an elite rod, and I want to be on the elite level. Now, do you have to have an elite rod to do certain things? No, but it makes my job easier. It allows me to do things a little bit easier. It allows me to detect bites at further away distances. All right, I can throw this rod. I can throw my worm 50 yards and still detect a bite just like I was 20 yards away. So this rod helps me fish the way I want to fish, the way I like to fish. It is a premium rod, but it's worth every dime. So that's that. That's the Z Bone review. I hope you liked it. You know, if you got any other questions about Kistler, you can certainly ask me. I'm familiar with their entire line. I bought my first Kistler over a year and a half or so ago, and I have got every single rod in my boat switched over to Kistler. I love them to death. I know everything about every single rod in their lineup of rods. So if you got a question, send me a message. I'm sure I can answer it. And if I can't answer it, I can put you in contact with somebody who can, and you know, hopefully help you make an educated purchase. That's what we're all doing here. Nobody has a bottomless bank account, so you want to make sure what you're purchasing, you're going to get your money's worth. And with Kistler rods, every rod you purchase, you get your money's worth. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, do all that kind of good stuff, and let me know if you like the video. We'll do more rod reviews because I kind of like doing them. So thanks again. See you soon. Big. Yep. Boom shakalaka, baby! Yes, sir! Woohoo!
God damn, yes, sir.
I just boat flipped a 6-pounder in the boat.
God damn.
Oh,
baby. Huh?
That's nice, man.
I just boat flipped a 6-pounder, dude. Woo!